What's up, everybody? We're out here on April something, date number tax day, April 14th, 2010. And if you look down here, you'll see a big white plastic thing. That's a 7-foot diameter tethered balloon. And we're going to fill it up right now and then go out and attach a camera system and play with it. So I've been waiting a couple years to do this. See how it goes. We've got everything hooked up. We're about to walk across the street and let it up in the air. Pretty cool.
At this point in the video, what we're seeing here is the view from the camera itself up on the balloon. The video is being piped back to the laptop and is being recorded to the laptop. So for the majority of the remainder of this video, that's what you're seeing, is the perspective from the balloon itself, which was also the view that I was able to see on the ground. One of the things was that the quality of the video recording on the ground wasn't quite as good as the display itself due to some formatting issues of how I saved the file. You see here we've walked across the street at this point. It's being held nice and close to the earth, a couple feet above the earth. Everybody who's driving by and walking their dogs is looking at us like we were absolutely nuts, like we're the Balloon Boy parents from Fort Collins. Let's see here. So you can tell that the wind is causing quite a bit of swaying already back and forth, and that's going to be something that you see throughout the video. At this point, I think I'm about to go ahead and take a photo just to test it out. Right there you see that's the photo that was taken, and the screen goes black for a second. So throughout the rest of the video you'll be seeing that that's what's going on, is that's the shutter going and closing it. They are letting the line out right now. It's going up in height, probably about 20 feet off the ground right now. We see the two kite lines for the primary line. We have a secondary safety line attached as well. Starting to get a little bit of perspective. We're looking down, steering the camera back towards us. You can see Lars holding the second line there. Another photo taken. Pretty blurry at this point. There's a lot of motion in the system. You can see the length of our shadows here. Good indicator of the fact that it's the end of the day. We got a late start here. The low light conditions definitely affected some of the quality of the photos due to the long shutter speeds and the motion blur. Here we see operation from the ground. See how high the balloon is up. And we'll follow the line down to Sam, and we see it's pretty far away. It's a low angle for the line. That was due to a 4-mile-per-hour wind that had quite an effect on the motion of the balloon and also how high it was able to go.
Here's the camera system. See them walking it over top of the neighborhood right now. Got a transmitter here. Tilt it up, tilt it down, and to the left, and to the right.
At this point you can get a sense of the motion of the camera system relative to the balloon and how fast it moves, what type of motion the balloon is experiencing. These clips are actually from pretty low to the ground since we didn't have a long zoom to be able to see up there. So the wind isn't as great as it would be up high. The remainder of the video now is all from again, back to the perspective of the balloon. We're back to the point in the flight when we're still letting out line. It's going up in altitude. You can see a lot of motion due to the wind. Start to look over towards my condos and take some photos. I wanted to sort of get an aerial survey of what my condos look like from this unique perspective. Not doing a whole lot of steering of the system at this point. Anytime that you see the camera, at this point this is clearly all wind motion. Sometimes it'll also get into an oscillation back and forth in the panning direction, left to right. Right there, that's sort of circular motion, tilt and pan. And at those points, I pretty much have no control over being able to point the system using the RC transmitter. Makes some people a little seasick. Didn't really affect my stomach at all. Got a very clear view looking at the condos now. Looking back down the primary line. Go ahead and start to pan around, start to get used to using the pan and tilt of the system. See, once in a while I come over here to this angle and get some static. I'm not exactly sure what that interference was from. Looking South Boulder, down to Tantra Park condos. Looking up Hanover Ave towards the Flatirons and the Sunset. Tantra Park. Right here, back and forth. This is the that oscillation mode that I was talking about. Now, I had no types of stabilization system. That was something I decided to abandon. I think in the future that could be something with a sort of a rate loop, using an inexpensive rate gyro. It could be something that I could hopefully augment the system to help get rid of some of this motion. Going ahead and pointing it down, almost straight down, so the tilt angle, and then spinning it about in azimuth. You can see us in the top corner of the screen. There's a red cone there. It's a soccer field net. I'm starting to exercise the zoom of the camera system itself. Now, when I initially designed the system, I thought this 12 times zoom was going to be great because it's so high up. I thought being able to zoom in. You can see that without a stabilization system, there's really no point in having a long zoom because it's just all over the place once you get that far away. It is still very useful to have the option of it, but when it's this much jitter in the system, it really doesn't do much good. I think I realized that at this point. I couldn't even take a photo of ourselves. So I zoomed back out and essentially didn't use the zoom for the remainder of the flight. Whole system just took a little getting used to, trying to figure out how well it works and everything. This video only shows about the first 10 minutes or so of the flight. I think it was up in the air for probably hour and a half, messing around with it, moving it to different locations over the condos to get a little bit of an aerial survey. I've got a full selection of the best photos. Probably about a 30% yield of them were reasonably good on my website. And the photos on the website are obviously much clearer than what you see in this video. Starting to look down towards the CU South property, the open space. I take River out for walks and take him swimming in one of those ponds over there. So that's about all we've got for the video. Go ahead and check out the website and the higher quality photos. See ya.